Imagine Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing you want to find on your Burger King burger is someone's foot fungus. But unfortunately, that might be what you get.
Don't encourage.
You do that way too well. We're gonna find Joe's secret account of
Jimmy's mom.
He's revving up.
I don't think that's a very good idea, Jimmy.
I could always do the Whitey from 8 Crazy Nights really good.
Oh boy.
He's my fingers in your mouth, kitty, but I don't feel no teeth. I'll be over to feed the cats in the morning, Mrs. Anderson. Keep that on, sir.
No.
So, Joe, what's good? Did you bring any frog facts?
All toads are frogs, but not all frogs are toads. They're characterized by their skin. Frogs have wet skin, toads do not.
Damn, is that true?
Hmm?
Fuck.
Yep.
Well, damn.
Every toad is classified as a frog, but not every frog is classified as a toad.
That's like the whole square and rectangle thing.
True.
What's that?
Huh?
What's that?
Like,
squares aren't rectangles, but rectangles are squares. I could have that backwards. I'm not a rectangle.
I'm having an aneurysm.
Well, fuck yeah, guys. Can you guys do like a little like intro of yourselves?
Yeah. My name's Cameron, and I play guitar and MacBook and Surefire.
Told me he was gonna say that. I'm Joe. I do vocals for Surefire. Sometimes I like to hit people with my microphone. I've done it once to Ian. He hits me with his bass though, so it's okay. It evens out. After one of our X-ray shows, like he actually like smacked me with his dingwall. I had a welt on like the top of my head from getting smacked by it.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's great.
One time I was at a show with do you guys remember the band Demolisher?
Yeah.
It was like it's the vocalist of Oceano. I'm pretty sure it's like his other band.
Mm-hmm.
But we were at a show. They were playing at the Miramar, and like we were just like headbanging like fucking hard as fuck right in front. And I like smacked my head hard as fuck on a stage monitor. And I'm pretty sure I gave myself a concussion.
I almost forgot about that, dude.
I always wonder if he like saw that and was just like, ooh.
That happened to me when I saw Excision at the arena in Chicago, and I believe it was during Zomboy's set, I believe. I was having the time of my fucking life, and I literally I went forward and I tripped and my head went bam right onto the chairs in the row in front of us. It was terrible. Didn't kill it. I had a great time though. It's it's good.
What would you guys say is your like worst like show injury?
Ian's broken his toe at a show.
Oh fuck.
You did?
Yeah.
What show was that?
Oh wait, no.
Music video.
It was in the music video, and he kept re-injuring it at shows, because he stomps down during some parts, and like it was rough, dude. Like I remember being at home and seeing him literally like fucking detoxing his foot in a fucking pit of water. So, Cameron sliced his finger open one time.
Oh no, that's not the worst one I've had. I made like a whole scene. So back in my I Manifest days, I don't know if you're familiar with that band at all.
I've heard of them.
Okay.
Is that your old band?
Yeah. Before Surefire. But so we're playing a Halloween show, and it sounds cooler than it is, but there's a stage box like 2 inches off the ground. And I just step back. It's like pitch black or whatever. I literally just step back, and then my foot like tilts downwards, and I just like go straight on it, and I just fall over, and I just can't get back up. It was kind of embarrassing, but you know, literally I tried to get back up. I'm just like, oh, I can't get back up. So I made a whole scene, had to stop the show, went to the hospital, got crutches and a boot, and came back to the show like 3 hours later. Yeah,
That's commitment.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right during the breakdown too, so you know, gotta be dramatic.
I got roasted by JJ because I like almost broke my ankle fucking moshing at a Chan show. It was like during like a song that wasn't even that hard, but it does have like a part that kind of like really gets into it. I was just like fucking going hard, and then all of a sudden somebody just like shoved me, and then I landed right on my ankle sideways. That was shitty. Had to fucking like limp my way back to the car and shit.
Remember when I passed out?
Oh yeah, was it
God?
Lamb of God?
Lamb of God.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know what happened, dude. I just went down. I hit pretty hard. That's probably my worst. It was scary, dude. I've never passed out before.
Yeah,
And all of a sudden, you just like
it's
that,
an easy.
that loss of control is just terrifying.
Yeah, it's an easy thing to do at the rave, though. I'm pretty sure something similar happened to me at the rave. Like, the rave just gets, like, so fucking hot and sweaty, and there's so many people, and then, like, when you're, like, in the mosh pit or, like, just even in the crowd, there's, like, that, like, push and pull shit that happens.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, dude. Fucking Whitechapel. Every time they play, dude, I almost die. Almost die.
I think that Kublai Khan tour is stopping at the rave, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I am definitely going to be trying to make it out to that because last time I saw Kublai Khan at the rave, I saw someone like have their actual nose broken.
Oh,
and
fuck.
like there was like a puddle of blood in the middle of the pit, dude. It was
Oh,
terrible. Like this person,
Damn.
they were escorted out by like paramedics because like he was literally like gushing blood out of his face. Like it was terrible. I've never seen that much like blood loss from someone like from just a broken nose before.
Did they
but-
have to, like, bring out, like, people from the venue and, like, close it all off
Yep.
and shit?
Yep, they had they didn't like
It's fine.
was that?
I think
they didn't like stop the show at all, but they had like after the set they had like people with like mops and buckets actually like out like cleaning the floors. It was absolutely terrible. What's the worst injury that you've seen at a show? Not to yourself, but like that you've witnessed happen to someone. Like whether it's a break or a sprain or finger getting sliced open.
This is our show now.
Yep.
I'm trying to think.
I don't think I've ever seen anything that crazy.
I mean,
I mean, you see people get hit all the
Yeah.
time, but
that's probably one. I've
You
seen
hit
people get hit
people
pretty.
Hit you like what's? I don't think I've seen anybody like get carried out or anything like that.
No.
you
this
know?
one dude, you know, he took a ladder and just started swinging it in the pit.
All of a sudden, you just see a fucking WWE championship belt come from the ceiling.
Why
The
do I hear
Dudley
boss
boys come out of
music?
nowhere, dude. Like,
So, you guys remember the first time we met?
Very briefly.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at faces, man. I've had so many people be like, "Hey, man, you remember this one time?" It's like, no, I don't.
It was actually at it was at JJ's house. It was a Still Stayer show.
Blind Equation.
Yep,
Right? Yes.
yep.
Yes.
Dude, they were sick.
Yep,
That's
yep.
the band with the guitars,
yeah,
right?
dude.
Mhm,
Fucking, I know one of their members, Jeffrey, I believe is. Yeah, Jeffrey. I had met him back in like 2017 at a Bird Law show, in JJ's basement actually, and like I remember going and seeing Blind Equation, and like I had like not seen him after that point, and I remember seeing him again and like seeing him like shredding a guitar, like an actual keyboard guitar on stage, and being like, "This is fucking awesome!" Like they're literally like Nintendo core, like,
Right.
It's
Yeah.
literally like live Nintendo. Have you seen Blind Equation live yet?
I was there.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was the first time that Cameron, Ian, and I went to a show together, and yeah, dude, Blind Equation is like always just fun to watch. They're on tour or they just finished tour in Japan, I think. It was
What?
somewhere. Yeah, dude, they literally just
Damn,
went
what?
so
overseas.
cool.
I don't know, like seeing bands like that are just like so like outside of just what the norm is really fucking cool.
Oh hell yeah.
Definitely a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, dude, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to find bands like that.
Mm-hmm.
Playing Japan is like the dream,
Yep.
you know?
Definitely. Dude, Japanese metalcore bands go fucking crazy.
Ooh.
Like there's this one band, what are they called? Something like Sailing the Wind.
Sailing above the wind or
Yeah,
whatever.
Yep.
yeah.
I see
Dude.
them literally all the time
Mhm.
on Facebook.
Yep. They just like they're like it doesn't even sound like they're like playing that complicated of like breakdowns and shit, but
It's just
like
the
it's so tight that it just
Yep.
sounds like it's just like it hits so fucking hard. This
mhm.
shit's crazy.
I'm excited for the Necrogoblicon Baby Metal Deathlock tour. I don't know if they have any stops coming around here. But Dickie Allen the vocalist of Infant Annihilator and Big Six, just got like put as like Necrogoblicon's like full-time vocalist. So like seeing that they're actually like going on tour with Baby Metal is like such, and I talked about this a couple days ago, that like Baby Metal in like Japan is as big as like Metallica is like in the United States. Like they are like gigantic. And seeing them doing a tour with not only Necrogoblicon but Deathlock as well is just really fucking cool.
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen any of those bands?
I've seen Deathlock. I don't remember if it's Deathlock or Lock. I've seen them.
Yeah, it's Clock.
Yeah, I've seen them one time, and it was actually really funny. I didn't know until someone told me that like Metalocalypse was like that whole thing was them. I didn't know that, and then watched them for the first time. I was like, oh wait, I recognize these songs, and it turns out that it's literally the band from Metalocalypse. But no, I haven't seen Baby Metal yet, but it's at the top of my list because like I can only imagine how good the production on their shows is. Like,
Right.
Oh, most definitely, because they were just here not that long ago.
yeah, so Bring Me the Horizon, right?
I think it was. What was it with?
Bring Me always has like intense ass production. Like
Mhm.
I saw them in the ballroom at the rave, and like they like had like all these like huge like screen platforms that they were standing
Yep.
on and shit, and like pyrotechnics and just
I remember seeing them at Warped Tour, and dude, that like, it was just so awesome.
yeah.
It was like perfect.
They probably have like an entire bus just for their production gear. Isn't that crazy? Like,
Well, they probably have like trucks and shit, like semis.
Yeah. It'd be so cool to get to that point in music where you have like actual like vehicles dedicated to like your actual sound production. That'd be so fucking cool.
All we can really afford are those little party popper things. That's all we got.
Right.
Those little noisemakers. Like,
So I probably should have asked you guys this before to like come up, because it's kind of like on the spot, but do you guys have any good like good stories from tour or shows that you'd like to share?
Nashville.
Oh my god.
I'll let you tell it. You tell it better.
I love this story so much. So we have a love-hate relationship with Nashville because of this. We spent the morning walking like Broadway Street and like downtown, and
It was beautiful, you know.
Yeah, dude, honestly, like walking downtown Nashville when they're having a country festival going on is like, I'm not even like big into country music, but like listening. Okay. So there were thousands, like tens of thousands of people. Like I've never seen that many people in like one city block in my entire life. Cause like I grew up in like Johnson Creek, Oconomowoc, these small fucking towns, you know? But at every single bar on this street, they had a band playing on every level. So if the bar was like 5 levels, dude, there were 5 bands playing. And like it wasn't just country music. Like there was the bar that we stopped at, they were playing Tool on the they were literally playing Tool on the first floor.
Bunch of cover bands too.
Yeah, dude. It was super cool. And then we went to this antique. I don't know why I said unique. Antique guitar shop, and there were guitars that were there that were worth more than like my net worth will probably ever be.
Sounds about right.
Like they had a signed Elvis Presley guitar there that was like $370,000.
Holy shit.
And just like walking up to like a pane of glass and seeing a sticker that says more than 4 or 5 digits is just like, what the fuck? But yeah, so we get to the venue, and the first red flag to me is that the gas stations in this neighborhood have bars over their windows. So you know you're obviously not in like one of the best neighborhoods. So
This is like the outskirts of Nashville.
Yeah,
it's not
it's-
even in like Nashville.
I wouldn't even like it. It was definitely a suburb of Nashville and not actually Nashville, because I don't know, man. When I think of Nashville, I think of like cool music and like Hashville. Yeah, whatever that means. But yeah, so we get to this venue and we go inside, and there's one guy behind the bar, and he's like, I don't know if he had a speech impediment. I don't know if he was like intoxicated. I could not fucking understand this dude. And like he had like a deep southern accent too, which made it even worse. So he's asking me like what we need to run the show, and like I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. So I'm like, hey Cam, can you come over? And this guy goes, "What do you need to like play the show tonight?" And Cam's like, "I don't know what you mean." He's like, "You need speakers, a soundboard." And Kevin's like, "Yeah, we need all of it." Like, what? But the kicker of that venue is that there were 2 stages to that venue. There was the one on the inside that had a really nice drum riser where the actual bar was, where all the tables and stuff were, which is where I thought we were playing. But no, we find out that we are playing on the back patio on the outside of the bar that has one power outlet that isn't even a double plug. It's one with a kill switch on it.
Oh my god.
So
Holy
us and
shit.
Stayer were supposed to run our entire thing off of either that one plug or an extension cord feeding through the bar going outside. But it gets better.
I
This-
hope so.
Dude, it's terrible. There were 3 shows that we canceled on that tour. One of which was Indiana because the one band that was booked by our tour agent had to back out because some family stuff came up. So we canceled that show because it would have been just been us and Stayer, right? And then we canceled the Nashville show, and I'll get to that in a second. And then we canceled the Texas show. But the kicker of that is we're sitting on these couches that are like, so you walk into the bar, here's the front door, there's some couches here, there's tables, the bar's over here, and the outside's over here, right? So we're sitting on these chairs over here, Randy's over here playing on his Switch, we're over here talking about the show and hitting it and talking to still Stayer on the group chat. And this guy walks out of the bathroom with a backpack on his back, and he sits down, and he like sets it down, and you hear like a clink, like a piece of metal hitting hitting a table. And I swear to God, this dude unzips his backpack and pulls out a nozzle and starts doing whippets in front of us. Like, this dude has an entire he has an entire fucking canister.
That is not where I thought that was gonna
It
go.
gets better.
dude.
It gets better. So I'm kind of just like flabbergasted at this. I'm just like, what? And, we start talking about raves and rave culture and like, who the artists we've seen. So I thought this guy was kind of cool. You know, he's like this like 60-year-old guy, older guy, doing whippets, dude. Like,
He's lit.
can you imagine being that free? Like, come on, like carrying a backpack of whippets, dude. Like, fuck.
He keeps that thing on him.
He keeps that thing on him. But so we're talking about rave culture and mushrooms and a bunch of different party things. And then he goes, "Y'all ever try meth?" I swear to God, we're sitting here and Cameron audibly goes, "Nope." And he stands up and he walks and sits out in the van. And he starts going on this tangent about meth. And then he goes on about hillbilly meth, which were the whippets. But after like 5 minutes of him like just talking to himself, because none of us were like paying attention to him at this point, the guy that was behind the bar tells us he needs to lock up and that he needs to go and do stuff before the show. He kicks us out and doesn't kick the other guy out and doesn't close the bar at all. So we're sitting out in our van across the street in the parking, like in a different parking lot, watching people walk in and out of the building just casually. And then there was this lady that walked in, and it was really funny because, like, I thought she was just, like, the most kindred-spirited person I've ever met. Like, she was just very nice. But then she asked if we wanted ice, and I didn't know what ice was at the time. And she's like, "I'm going down to the gas station to get some ice." And she's like, "Do you need anything?" And I'm like, "Yeah, can you get this?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll see if they have any." And, like, she was talking about meth. Like, I didn't make that connection. And Jake is actually the one that explained that to me. He's like, "Dude, you know ice is meth, right? Like that's not ice. That's ice."
That was actually the point where I walked out.
Was it actually?
Yeah, because I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go back to the tour van,
It's a minivan.
get some sleep or something.
But yeah, so we start texting the group chat, and I'm like, "Hey, what the fuck?" Because it's crazy too. Because like, there were people that were like eyeing us the whole time while we were like in the bar, when we were outside of the bar. It's like we didn't feel comfortable like playing there at all. And
shit stolen either.
Yeah. And
Got
so
that vibe from that.
Stayer gets there. Mandy and Marcus walk to look for a bathroom, and I'm following along with them, kind of explaining like the events leading up to where we were at that day. And they're like, "All right, we're gonna call the promoter and talk to him." And you know, he's basically talking about, oh, those two people are blacklisted. They're not even supposed to be in the bar. Like, he's literally on the phone with us. In like, I have the van door open. Luke's on the phone with him. He's like, yeah, so those people are blacklisted. Like, I don't even know why they're in there in the first place. And that was the point where like we were like, yeah, we're not gonna play this show. We don't feel comfortable with this. But yeah, no, it was terrible. Like, you know, there were a lot of shows on that tour actually that weren't the best. But that one like was so comically bad that like I don't think even we're not mad about it. We joke about it.
Funny.
Yeah, it's just funny. But yeah, it was an experience. This is why we don't use Cubase.
Be nice. Is it going? It should be going.
Reaper superiority.
I just use Logic, man.
It's not recording over, is it? Oh, there we go.
It's going.
Hi. Cool.
All right. Sorry about
Buenos
that.
dias, Mandy. All right, back to the meth heads.
Guess just,
But yeah, so that was our
After the break.
experience in Tennessee, and then we actually we almost canceled that tour
Right then
after
and
that.
there.
Yeah, literally, we almost we talked to Stayer for like 2 or 3 hours, and we were like going back and forth, and like almost canceled the rest of the tour because of like that, because like the shows up until that point like were not going well at all. But you know, it sucked. It was a really good learning experience, I think, for both of our groups because like
true test of character.
yeah, dude.
If anything.
You know, we definitely had our fair share of moments on that tour.
Mhm.
Not only within our band, but you know, Stayer and their group, and you know, there was there was the Roanoke, Virginia show as well, and I felt really bad because the guy that actually like booked the show was like a super nice guy. Hi Dustin, by the way, if you're watching this. Seriously though, like we get there and it's in Roanoke, Virginia, which has like 2,000 people that live in it, and to make matters worse, it was at a smoking bar, so there were people inside chain smoking like cigars and cigarettes.
Oh God.
So we didn't even take our merch in at that show. Neither of our bands did. We had one other band with us on that show, and they were pretty cool. They sounded a lot like Amon Amarth, but it was 2 guys. And then after that, it was just us and then Stayer. And like the sets on both of our we both cut our sets to like 3 songs.
We played 4 songs.
Yeah, we played 3 or 4 songs, and Stayer did the exact same thing just because like it smelled terrible in there.
This was also during that one advisory thing.
Yeah, this
too,
was during the
shit.
air
the air
pollution
quality
advisory.
thing.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
also going on too.
Yeah.
So that was not fun. I have asthma too, so that was not
Same. I
the
would've been
best
dying.
time.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, dude, there were a lot of shows on that tour that were just silly.
Yeah, dude, I got a 4 for my Xbox.
Dude, I got 5, dude. Like,
I got it for
If
the
it-
love.
If it happens again, we can probably just take a break and use a different interface and try to do that. But
Dude, I'm trying to go do some whippets, dude.
yeah, we could take a break, do some whippets.
dude,
Get some
hell
ice.
yeah.
We're all just staring at the wall.
Dude, the texture on this wall is like fucking moving, dude. Like, what? Can it do that? Can it legally do that?
So, I'm curious, how did you guys get your start in music?
You should start with that. Mine literally is just a matter of wow, this screaming stuff is cool. Ah, and that's literally how that started.
Basically. Yeah. So I guess I started playing. Well, let me back up. So I've been playing guitar loosely. My dad had a guitar in like my primitive years and stuff.
Primitive.
Or whatever. Not primitive. What's the word? Formative.
Formative, yeah.
Formative years, you know, and like around like 9 or 10, maybe around there. He had like a white PV Strat. You know, I'd play like to like Jason Derulo and stuff. You know, and not with the amp or anything. I just strum along, but I'm like, this is kind of cool. And then 6th grade, somewhere you're like 11 or 12 or something. We had acoustic. And we were learning like, you know, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and all that stuff, you know, and I'm like, this is actually pretty cool. I was like the best in the class, I think. But yeah,
That's the
from
song
there,
that started it all.
I got an acoustic guitar for Christmas, and I'm like, this is pretty sick. So been playing for whatever it is now. I've been playing since 2011, 2010, 2011, 2023 now.
Oh yeah.
Quite a bit of time. But yeah.
Do you remember what the like what band or song like influenced you to get into metal playing?
Metallica.
Metallica.
Nothing else matters.
Oh hell yeah.
Cause like I said, I had the acoustic, so that was like the first Metallica song I learned. And yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's like, so I wasn't always into metal, but so I was like, listening to like, the radio hits, pop, or whatever. I'm like, I'm never gonna listen to metal. My dad's like, you're gonna listen to metal. I'm like, no. But yeah, like around like 10 or 11, I'm just like, all right, I see what you're doing here. I get the vibe. So yeah, no, Metallica. That was a long time. I listened to them from like 11 to 15 or so, and that was literally all I would play. Literally all I would play.
Hell
And
yeah.
then I got into Avenged Sevenfold. That's
Fuck yeah.
another classic.
That's a natural progression almost.
Yeah, I mean, I still listen to them to this day. But
Mhm.
yeah, no, they're fantastic. And then it went from Avenged Sevenfold to Trivium and Bullet for My Valentine, which I am very, very, very stoked for their tour that's coming up next year.
Oh hell yeah.
But I don't know. Did you see anything about that?
I actually didn't even know they were going on tour.
So
Yep.
it's the 20th anniversary of Ascendancy and the Poison. So they're playing that
Shit.
front to back
Damn.
next year.
No
in full.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go to that.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
I saw them at the rave like years and years ago, and they fucking are so
Mhm.
awesome. Fucking used to jam the shit out of Six on Guitar Hero, dude.
Mhm.
That was like my introduction to them. I was like, dude, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, no, they're going on tour. I've seen Trivium like 6 or 7 times now. Fantastic. I'm still waiting to see Bullet. So very-
Didn't you get a what's it called? You got like a video from Matt Heafy on your birthday or something, didn't you?
yeah, my
I remember
mom
that.
actually did that for me. That was
That's
that was really
awesome.
sick. Because he's one of my idols.
Yeah, that's
Guitar.
fucking awesome.
Guitar heroes.
He said it.
Whoa, dude.
That's a reference.
So what other bands were you guys in other than
How long
Surefire?
do you want to be here for?
Give me the whole story.
So, once you skip a few, I'll go back to when it first started. So I was in a few bands here and there, but I don't even remember their names at this point. But we didn't play out or anything. It was just like, oh, we're gonna jam together and write stuff.
Yeah.
Have band breaks every 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Just chill. But yeah, I want to say like sophomore year of high school. That's really when it started, and one of them was called the Reaper's Scythe.
Oh shit.
Pretty sick.
Holy
it's
shit.
pretty intense.
Dude, oh my god.
Music did not live up to the hype, but it's fine. Yeah. From there, so that's like what I was 15 at the time, and then my friend Sam from that band, he's like, this was summer into junior year, and he's like, hey, there's this summer rock band thing going on through the local music store in West Bend Music Academy. Shout out. And I'm like, yeah, let's I'll sign up for it. And so the first year we did it for 3 years. So 16 through 2018. And met a few people there. Jim Dietz, Audio Guru, been in a few bands with him. I Manifest, Order of Chaos. But yeah, so I met him, Jim, through there, and then we did the 2 other years after that, and then man, this is a long story. So I was looking for another band to join after that. I'm probably skipping a few bands, but that's fine. So I was looking for a band to join after that, and another dude, Mitch Martell, shout out. He's like a lot of people in this story. He's like, yo, this band is looking for a guitarist or whatever, and I'm like, yo, what's up? To the band, Order of Chaos, OTC, and I'm like, I play guitar, and they're like, we need a guitar player, and I'm like, all right, drop C it is. We play in drop C, and so that was from 2019 to 2020, and it was like, I don't know, hard rock, metal, whatever. I'm terrible with genres, but
There's so many now.
hard rock with breakdowns.
We're gonna gatekeep
Stuff,
you if
you
you
know.
get the genre wrong, just so you know.
Okay. But yeah. So that was 2019 to 2020. I was in that band. They were already established, obviously, before that. But and then we started I Manifest when that band was going downhill. So the other guitarist and the bassist from that band went into I Manifest, or from OTC went into I Manifest. So Jim was playing bass, he switched to guitar. Rob was playing guitar, he switched to vocals because he did vocals in another band called Disappearance. You know, it's a whole spider web of bands.
Mhm.
But yeah. So after that, I think I Manifest was a band for like 2 years, around like 2020 or so. You know, COVID fucked everyone. Yippee! But yeah, fuck, where were we? In this
Audio,
2-hour-long-
yeah. Talking about I Manifest.
Oh yeah. So so that band was a band for like 2 years or so. It's a common theme, you know. Every 2 years, my band, whatever, kind of goes downhill. So we're next. We're coming up on what, 2 years now?
Counting down the days.
Count down the days. So every 2 years, it's a common theme. Band goes downhill. Join another band. This won't happen this time. It ain't gonna happen this time.
Hell yeah.
We're going to the top.
I'm gonna sabotage
yeah.
everything.
with our little party favors. But
Party favors,
self-sabotage.
noisemakers.
Joe's gonna start taking notes from all these deathcore vocalists.
Oh no.
Oh God.
What'd you do today? Oh man, I said something I probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, so I Manifest was a band for like 2 years. Started going downhill. He hit me up on
Band mix.
Band Mix in
Yep.
like February.
Yep.
The first time.
He left me on red.
I ignored him. And here's why.
You piece
We
of
we just played at the Annex with I the Breather, Sleepwaker,
Rip
other bands.
Sleepwaker.
Dead Awake was also there. Very sick bands, and we're like, hell yeah, we made $200. We're going somewhere. But that did not actually happen. You know, went downhill like I said. He hits me up February. I'm like, oh man, this is great. I'm ignoring you, and then he hits me up again, May.
Yeah. I'm like, hey man, I
June.
really need another guitarist.
Please answer me.
please.
But yeah, then I'm like, I actually talked to my dad, and he's like, you know, because I was very, very on the fence about this at that point. And he's like, well, you know, just try it, you know, see how it goes, and you know, what's the worst that can happen? And here we are,
Unfortunately.
Frog Boy.
All right, so what bands have you been in, Joe?
You think I've been in bands? No, seriously, Surefire is my first band.
Really?
Mhm.
That's awesome.
So
I honestly wouldn't have guessed that.
yeah, so I did martial arts for like 10 years, which is where my screaming is from. So prior to me actually like learning how to become a proper vocalist and like learning how to properly activate chords without tearing my voice, I had like 9-10 years of key yelling, which is why I have such a very loud, boomy voice when I scream. But yeah, no, prior to Surefire, I've literally done nothing music-wise. Like, I recorded covers, done car stuff. So all of my, like, music theory and everything is from him, Jake, Ian, and...
I know zero music theory.
Oh, well, he taught me how to play to a
Zero.
click, and that's really all that matters, I guess. But yeah, no, Surefire is the first band I've been in, and I think it's okay. It's all right.
They kind of suck.
Yeah. We get together on Saturdays, and it's
Sometimes.
it's pretty boring.
So what was your Well, I obviously know your first was that Still Stayer show. Was that your first show ever?
Oh God, no. I've been going to shows since I was like 16.
I mean,
17.
performing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The one, the first show that we played with Still Stayer with East Fading Visions was the first show I've ever like been on stage. Even
Okay.
like doing like guest features, like that was literally my first time ever being on stage.
Oh yeah. How do you feel you did on your first time?
Oh, it was terrible. It was a lot of fun, and like it's fun looking back at like how like stiff I was on stage compared to where I am now. And I'm excited. Like I just ordered my wireless transmitter. It should be here tomorrow, which I'm so fucking excited about. But I can actually like move around on stage now without my cord like getting caught and tripping on it and crying about
Tangling
it.
it up.
Yeah, and because I go like this a lot.
Coil himself in it.
Yeah, dude. There's like the reels I've been posting on my Facebook of like the last Sunday when we went and had our ears mixed at the Ben Theater. Shout out by the way to Joe. I can do it too.
That was me that mixed them. Not
No,
Joe.
it wasn't.
He mixed
Fake news.
the venue sound, but I mixed our ears.
Fake news.
We'll let Joe have this one. Joe, you can have this one.
You get one.
You get one.
Everybody gets one.
But yeah, no. The cord is like continuously just coiling more and more and
Like
more.
this.
Yeah, no, actually, just like this. It's a great example, Cameron.
You're welcome. I'm always here to help.
But yeah, no, it's nice being able to like see like where we started, like not only just from like the band's like growth, but like my own growth as a musician, as a vocalist, as a lyricist, and everything. Because like, and I know Cameron feels the same way. The new stuff that we're writing is like miles above like what our first EP is. Not only from a lyrical standpoint, but guitars, drums, bass, everything. Just it feels like we've really like we're not just producing music anymore. We're actually like making a group effort to like write something that's meaningful now, and it's really cool.
If I may interject,
No,
wholehearted on whippets.
real dude,
Oh.
meth hearted,
Volume 2.
meth.
No, I've been
whole meth.
whole that shit you guys
Can I
sent
get a whole
me.
meth?
That shit you guys sent me is fucking awesome.
Dude,
Thank you.
so we have 3 songs that we're gonna be doing before we even start releasing for our second EP.
I'm already
And-
sick of them.
Yeah, so we've had these like we're sitting on like a whole catalog of music right now. We have like 15 songs that we're working on right now. 3 of them are being mixed mastered right now. One of them that you listen to, Salt the Wound, that's done. That'll come out after tour.
Maybe.
Maybe. We actually, dude, it's crazy. We haven't released anything in a year. Like, but we've still been like proactively doing things, so it doesn't like seem like we haven't been doing. You know what I mean? It's like
Yep.
we look at our Spotify, Apple Music, and everything, and it's like wholehearted. March 2023. It's like fuck.
May.
May, was it May?
Mhm.
Right, it was May.
Canceled.
Real. But yeah, no, it's we have Salt the Wound, which is like it was really funny. Like the whole inspiration of that song was Neck Rung. Like the very first time that Cameron saw them, like he liked their like unga bunga riffs.
I'm like, I like this a lot.
Dude,
Yeah.
we played a show with them in Madison at the Annex, and
Dude,
they're so fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Their drummer is just phenomenal.
Yeah, dude, Aiden is like I would consider Aiden to be one of like top 3 drummers in all of Wisconsin.
It
Genuinely.
happened again.
Tubulus Webble, Quandale Dingle here.
Quandale
Dingle here. Top 10 Gooby Woobies. Number 1, Club Tubulus Webble.
Stupoo doopoo.
Stupoo doopoo.
It's so
Frank, don't
stupid,
fuck with
bro.
that guy. Club Tubulus Webble. I fucking love
It's the
that.
only one I remember.
You
Stupoo
good?
doopoo. Doopoo stupoo.
Tomas,
What?
lift your mic up so that the little booty part is not in the
Jimmy's mom.
like it's
I can do a really good Bobby Hill
Lord.
too.
right.
Mario.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
That episode's so good.
They're doing it every. Damn it, Bobby! What did I tell you about putting a little peanut butter on your jimmies and having old ladybird go to town on them? I don't know, Dad.
Like the episode where Hank gets stoned on accident.
Oh my God!
Whoa!
Oh God!
I'll
I'm
tell you.
stoned.
I'll tell you what, Bobby.
He could do this all day.
I literally could.
Dude, you could probably be a voice actor.
I wanted to actually, and that's like one of the reasons that like I got into being a vocalist is because I love doing so many voices. Oh my! It's just kind of my shtick. It's frogs and voices.
Okay, so
Aiden.
yeah, we were talking about Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden Dearman, Grimrose. Yeah, he plays in Neckrung, and he's really fucking cool. He's definitely like top 3 drummers in Wisconsin, and it makes me happy like seeing him like start to like post more on socials when it comes to like covers and content and stuff. Because I think he's one of those people where like if he consistently posts, he could like really fucking push himself somewhere. And like Neckrung too, like they actually, I believe they finished their new record with Derek Mofat out of Milwaukee, who also does Lilac and Lotus. But yeah, no, they had a new song come out a couple weeks or like a month ago, and yeah, no, I'm happy that those guys are like actually starting to put music out and start to push themselves more again, because they're one of those bands that like they were one of the first local bands that I heard of, like up with Bird Law and Blind Equation, and like it's good like seeing them actually start to do something again rather than just having like a few songs out from like 2018, 2019, I think. But
Oh
toes.
baby.
Oh, we don't have the toe cam active.
Oh man.
How did Surefire start?
Oh, we're gonna get into the lore.
I don't know.
I love this. I love
I
this
wasn't
part.
there.
So, imagine the name Surefire doesn't exist because like we renamed ourselves 3 times before actually putting out a single song or writing a song. So it originally was with my best friend Tyrell and my friend Nick, who were both people that I grew up with. And Tyrell is actually like the whole reason that I got into like metal and screaming. I remember when we were like, it was like 14 or 15 years old, I want to say. She had shown me Thy Art is Murder and Emir. And Speaker of the Dead is still like one of my favorite, like just gooby wooby kind of deathcore records. It's like up there with Darko for me. It's just like, it's just weird and it's just so out of the box compared to like most other deathcore. But you know, we had decided we were going to start, you know, playing music. I bought an interface, had no idea how to use it. But it's really funny. I bought my SM7B, my Cloud Lifter, and my interface with like no idea how to like record or use any of it. And so I spent time like learning how to like actually record and whatnot. And after like 2 months or so of us not doing anything, we kind of just decided, yeah, you know, Nick didn't have time for it. Tyrell had moved to Rockford or Racine, one of the two. So obviously she wasn't able to make it out because our practice was in Waukesha. And so that was when I had gone on Craigslist and found Jake Heckel. Dead ass. Like I found Jake on Craigslist, which is just fucking hilarious to me.
It's kind of fitting though.
Dude, yeah, no. And speaking of Jake, he's Jack. Yeah, when we had our vinyls, our first like a print of the vinyl sent to us, they had Jack Heckel on the back and not Jake Heckel. And we joked about it so fucking much.
That's me, I swear.
Dude, it's God, dude, it's me, please. But yeah,
Shout
so
out.
I found Jake on Craigslist and he started coming out with Nick and I, and we were like, oh, we should probably find a drummer. We found a drummer named Hunter who was with us for like, I want to say like maybe 3 weeks. But he decided he wanted to focus on his own solo project. And that was when I actually had found Randy through one of my mutual friends. And then after, I want to say like 3 months of us like hanging out, like Jake, Randy and I, Jake had written a song called Tempest. And I like, I had never written a song before. I had like no idea how to write music. I knew how to put words down. So I didn't know how to like actually write to a click, write to like tempo, anything. So when Jake wrote the demo and called it Tempest, I tried writing it about like an actual tempest. It's the dumbest fucking thing. But Randy had like taught me how to like properly like play to a click and like read and learn the song. So we went through like a few bassists here and there. We had one that I feel bad. I don't remember his name, but he came in for one singular practice and he like recorded bass for Tempest, and it was bass.
No pick.
It was bass.
Was that the guy with no pick?
Yes, it was the guy with no pick. And then we had Jeremiah, who was with us for a little bit. And then that was when I had reached out to Cameron the second time. And I'm like, please. And if I go on my band mix, I probably still have the messages of me reaching out to.
Yeah, I have a screenshot of it actually.
Wonderful. I was like, hey, I'm out of a band called Insufficiency. And by the way, sorry, I missed this important part of the lore. We were originally called Beyond the Dawn, and then we rebranded to a band name called Insufficiency, and it was really cool. We had like, it was like a circular logo kind of, and it had like a slash through it, and it was like chromatic. It was really cool. But we kind of decided that, yeah, that's kind of a hard name to say when you're not like natively speaking English. Like imagine like me going to someone that lives in like Germany and be like, hey, we're from Insufficiency. It's like, what the fuck is that? What does that mean? It's like trying to explain to someone that doesn't speak English like your and your. It's like, what the fuck? But yeah, no, so after we had gone through a drummer and gotten to Randy, after we had gone through like 3 or 4 bassists, we had found Cameron and Ian, and Jake was like, oh, you know, this'll work, you know, we'll get this to fucking work. And then we decided to name ourselves Surefire because of Jake. Because like, this is a surefire way to work this time, and that's literally how we got our name. Like it's
not Surefire Heating and Air.
No, or the military optical company as well.
That's what comes up first, actually.
It is, yes. And at some point, we will be first, and I guarantee you we're going to get a cease and desist, but we will cross that bridge when we get there.
Put MKE after it. It's fine.
True, dude. Oh, my God, dude. You're a wizard.
Genius.
Dude, fuck. Put a period at the end of it, dude. Like, what? Come on.
And only one of us actually lives in Milwaukee, so, you know, there's that, too.
Don't tell them that. You're going to fucking cancel our band, dude. Fucking
No, we're from Milwaukee. We're from...
Nothing happened in Bossing Say, dude.
What would you guys
Dude,
say?
have you been watching the live action?
I haven't yet, but I was on Sean's podcast earlier this week, and like I literally just rewatched all of the first like 3 books, and then rewatched Legend of Korra. And I said the same thing to him. It's really fucked how some of those character deaths are in Legend of Korra. Like Amon dies from his brother literally igniting the gas tank on their boat. Pylee dies from metal being bent over her head while she's combusting from her forehead, and it shows a scene of like her head like actually smoking. This is a kid's show on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, Korra definitely got way darker.
Oh, dude, it was great. That's why I loved Korra more than Avatar, though. To be honest,
I don't know if I can say that.
I didn't finish the Korra one, but I finished the original Avatar one for sure.
I think my favorite scene out of all of Avatar was when the White Lotus retook Bossing Say during Sozan's Comet. Yeah, no, that scene goes so hard. Like General Iroh is like hands down like one of my favorite characters out of any fictional story ever. I still think that out of any show that I've watched, that the Tales of Bossing Say episode where Iroh is like actually crying during his while mourning his son. And I found out actually a couple days ago that the original voice actor of Iroh died. And that was his last episode, and
he was dying.
He was mourning his own death during him singing that, which is why he was crying, and that breaks my heart genuinely. But, he did such a good job playing Iroh or voice acting Iroh. Like there could not have been a better voice actor to match that character. You know what I mean?
It's just perfect.
Yeah.
It's one of those like meant to be things.
Literally, it's like if you took. Was it Josh Brolin away from Thanos? Like he just does such a good job voicing Thanos. Like I cannot imagine anyone else voicing him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about all the nerd stuff. I could go on and on and on.
Nah, dude. Fucking,
But-
I'm here for it.
button on the TV so I can.
Okay, grab the remote,
That one?
the one that's on
Thought
the.
you had it.
Yeah.
There's gonna be so much editing. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Get it to
Okay.
us.
Yeah, you just have to press the button. To...
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
You want some water?
No thanks, I'm full.
So, back to Surefire. Back to Surefire. What would you say your guys' band dynamic is like?
What do you mean by that?
It says us.
Yeah.
know,
Just a bunch of silly guys making music that's really
Yeah.
emotional.
that you can punch people too.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh God.
So I wanted to talk about like your guys' kind of like approach to marketing as well, because I know because you guys dropped everything last year,
Mhm.
like you guys are putting up like really good numbers. So like what's your kind of approach to marketing? Because I know you guys are doing all like organic
Mhm.
stuff.
So in the time that Surefire has existed, I believe, like to my knowledge, we've only put $30 into ads. Like everything else that we've done has been just sharing posts, creating content, using hashtags. And I know
Being
that's
annoying.
being annoying. That's another thing that I wish more people would like understand. If you're passionate about something, you shouldn't feel bad about talking about it so much. Like, don't get me wrong, there are times when you should and shouldn't talk about things. Like if you're at a party, like, and the vibe is not there, don't go up to someone and be like, "Hey man, wanna listen to my band, dude? Wanna check this out?" And you know, not to say that's a bad thing, because if you're truly passionate about it, I'm not gonna dog on you for coming up to me and talking about your band like that, because I love that shit. Like, so that first EP that we released, Wholehearted, and like I talk about it as if we have like a whole discography. The only record that we have out right now, Wholehearted.
EP.
Shut the fuck up. We basically like shit that out in 3 months. Like we didn't like
4 months.
4 months, yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't like put any like I don't want to say like I don't want to like downplay our music by any means. We didn't like put like thought into it. Like Still Stare invited us out to that show and we had one song written. So from the time from them asking us like 3 months prior to that show up to that point, we wrote a whole EP.
It's a stress fest.
Dude, it was terrible.
We were in the same boat there too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were finishing writing like 2 songs.
It was
When-
3 actually.
Was it? Yeah.
Within the span like of a few months.
It's one of those things where like I'm very happy that we did it, and it shows that it showed that we had the capability to like really push through something if we needed to, which is really big to me, because like a lot of the projects or things that I've done in my life I burn out on because usually the people that I work with aren't passionate about stuff. So like I'm this like really overly passionate person when it comes to literally everything in my life, and if I have that one person that's just like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do this, it's like, fuck, dude, like, why are you here? But no, we haven't had that problem in quite a while. We had our like coming to Jesus talk, I think, after it was during tour actually.
Yeah.
It was at the Arkansas show that we kind of like sat down. We're like, hey, so like, what do we all want out of this? Like, do we want to keep doing this because like how tour went? Do we want to keep doing this, or do we want to like set this to the side and go about our different ways? But it's been really nice working with Cameron and Ian, Jake, and now Devin, and I could go on and on and on about Devin.
We love Devin.
Dude, we fucking love Devin. If I showed you the original demo of Salt the Wound versus what the final is, like the drums sound just straight doo-doo water. It's like for like those pieces, and then like Devin like wrote it so they had like it's super fucking cool, and I butchered the shit out of that because I don't know how to write drums
you
or play
did.
drums. But you know, he does such a really good job at like filling our music out more, which is one of the reasons I'm so excited about the new stuff and why we haven't released anything, because when we moved Randy out of the band, Devin came in, and within the first like week, he had written drum tracks for 3 of our singles. And up until that point, like it was mostly Cameron's drum writing, and then Randy would add his own like spice in here and there.
Not actual drums, MIDI drums.
MIDI drums,
Just to
yes.
clarify.
Yep, it was MIDI drums, and then Randy would add his own like little spice and parts here and there. But for the most part, like we didn't have like a lot of like fills and stuff that like filled out the song, right? But Devin, I think, does a really good job of like adding way more color to our music now, and I think that it will do a much better job representing like what we actually sound like, because it feels like we actually have like a full group now, and that we're actually like all pushing towards the same thing.
Makes such a big
Wholehearted.
difference.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing too, is like when I show people the even like Salt the Wound, or if I show like there have been like a few bigger musicians and a few of my friends that I've shown like our new EP stuff to, and they're like, this sounds like you guys, but like it doesn't sound like, it sounds like you guys have been writing for much longer than you have with this next record. It doesn't sound like it was just like thrown together and just dumped out. And I know there were a few people like Brian Hillman, the guy that did our vinyls, that like just like, dude, your EP, it's so fucking good, dude. It's like the best one I've heard in years. It's like I love our EP, but like I don't view it that way anymore, because I feel like our like the stuff we're writing now is like it's just shits on it. It just dumps all over it, you know?
I totally get what you're saying. One thing that I will say about Wholehearted, and like now knowing that you guys like wrote it basically in 3 months, it like something about like when you have like that like time crunch, like it makes the music almost more real.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? Like, because it's more like from your heart, like rather than if you're like sitting with something for a long time, like you like have all this time to sit with it and make all these changes and stuff. But if you're like under like a time crunch, you're like,
It feels
Right.
more raw.
yeah, you're writing everything from your heart. You know what I mean?
Wholehearted.
Oh boy.
I will say that reflections and suppressive thoughts, I actually wrote those for I Manifest.
Oh really?
But and they were just on the back burner for like a year or two, and I'm like, we're in a time crunch. Here's 2 songs that are already done. Basically,
I think Reflections is probably my favorite one on the EP.
it's good, Bob.
I really like Withered, and it makes me sad that it's literally our least streamed song, and it's
It's
my favorite. Yeah.
Off that album.
Yeah. I
So,
would-
P,
do you
sorry,
guys have like a different one that you like is your favorite to play live versus favorite to listen to?
I think to play live, I love, okay, so I love Withered live, but I feel like Suppressive is more fun to play live. I really like the beginning of Withered Memento live, like the whole like da 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 wow da 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 da. It's really cool. Something like that. I love that song so much, but I think Suppressive does a better job of like just getting people moving and going. Like Scars does an okay job, but Scars is more like just heavy, whereas Suppressive is bouncier and has kind of a groove to it,
It's
which
got
is
dynamic to it.
it's got dynamic to it, yeah. But I think out of our whole discography that we have right now, Salt the Wound is Backstab is probably my favorite though.
It's also pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
We have a song that has Dylan Hare on it, and he raps on it, and it's
Oh,
like,
shit.
dude, it's so funny because like we're in the studio with Tyler, and Dylan's like, "Hey man, do you care if I like rap on your song?" I was like, "I don't give a fuck. Like it's your feature, dude. If you want to do that, then by all means." But it was really funny, like hearing the writing process of that entire piece was just so fucking funny to me, because like the skeleton, when it like first formed, was very Dr. Seussy. It was very A B A B A B A B. With very basic like rhyming. And then as it went on, I got to see Dylan like add his own touch to it and make it like, oh, you know. But yeah, no, I think Backstab right now is my favorite to play live, and definitely my favorite out of the 3 singles that we have coming out.
Good one.
Mhm.
I can tell you which one is not my favorite to play live, and that
Heartsick?
is
Slow Bleed.
Slow Bleed.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh my god, it's a pain.
That song
Sorry
is
if anyone likes the song, but it's just it drags, especially coming out of Backstab, which is a high-paced song, or fast-paced song,
Yep.
and then you go into Slow Bleed.
Don't
I
know.
feel like you're just dragging your feet in the mud, and it's just not that it's not a good time, but it's not a good time.
When you're on stage, you got adrenaline. You want to keep moving, not like do do do.
Yeah, I will say
do do.
though the build, I wouldn't say build up, maybe a build up, from Slow Bleed into Scars though, because that's kind of how we had it on the EP. Was because those are the first 2 songs, and it kind of just goes. I don't know how to explain it. It goes into Scars, but I cut that intro out of Scars, and it just goes straight into it, and it kind of just gets that ass beater effect,
Yeah.
But if I had to pick my favorite to play, nothing off Wholehearted.
Shocker.
Right? Either Vicious Loop. I think we sent that to.
Yeah, that's the one with the like currency tapping shit, right?
That's exactly who it was inspired by. Yep.
He wrote that on tour, didn't you? He was like sitting outside listening to Curran's writing and restringing his guitar and messing with the rack for like the 3 days we were in. What was it? Illinois.
Missouri.
Missouri. Oh, it was Missouri. Yeah. Missouri.
No, I was actually No, I was learning a current song, Better Days.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Because we had time. But no, Jake came with like the main like chug riff part of it, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking throw some taps over it. I don't give a fuck. And yeah, that's how that came to be. It uses almost all its strings. It uses 6 strings for that tap.
Oh shit.
But it's a bitch to play, but it's so fun to play.
Look, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good song. I dig
Thanks.
it. I dig it. I can't wait to hear like it all like fucking put
Mhm.
together and
I
mixed and
I think Ego Death is my favorite on the EP so far.
That's another good one.
Dude, that one.
That's
So
another
we're debuting 2 of our songs on this tour, or 2 new songs.
Scared.
We only have 2 songs from Wholehearted on our entire set list for the tour, so 5 of them are unreleased music.
that's exciting.
And dude, I think Ego Death is gonna be the most fun because like it has like trap parts like Salt the Wound does, but it has like actual like bars and stuff over it. And like it's a very cocky song. So I think like it's very like I'm writing very out of the box on this next record, so it's less about like emotion and like my feelings and more so of just like anger, fuck you kind of stuff. I think Vicious Loop is probably going to be the only like really sad song on that record. Trauma Bond, the first song, is it has acoustic pieces to it, which is really nice. And then you have Ego Death, which is trap pieces, and then we have another song that has Meredith from Victims on it, which I'm very excited
shit.
about. I believe she's only done like 1 or 2 other features in her entire time in music, which I think is like, it's really humbling because like I really look up to that band, and I think Cameron's the same way. Like, oh yeah, I listened a little bit. But no, like definitely Victims, Boundaries, and anything that Josh Ang does, I'm a big fan of. He wrote the first 2 Dealer records, and now he writes for Pincer Plus and Heaven's Gate. And there's actually a song on Heaven Gate's first, like their debut EP called Gin Sick that I've been listening to so fucking much lately. But like I don't know, for me, I really enjoy lyrical content because like I'm not an instrumentalist. I don't get the kick out of like like most people do.
I do.
Yeah, the guitars do.
Go figure.
Tomas understands.
Yeah. Dude.
But yeah, no, I'm really excited for what we're doing and what we're like moving forward with as a band, and what we're trying to achieve. I think that the big goals and dreams that we have aren't just out the ass, and I think that it's something that we can plausibly achieve within the next 2 years. We just have to make sure that we're consistent and we're not letting stuff dip too much.
Just put the work in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons we haven't released anything in like the past year. Actually, like we've had music ready, and we have, like I said, we have 3 singles that are being mixed right now. We have 6 songs on that EP, 4 of which are completely done, minus a few lyrical parts, and then we have like 6 or 7 songs in a drive that are like written that we're just not using right now. So we've basically just been content stacking for the last year. That way, when we get back from a tour, it's nonstop. It's literally gonna be a song like every other month for the next like 2 years. And I don't know. It's really nice being able to like know that we're not like struggling to write stuff. We're not struggling to come up with new ideas to push stuff out, and that it's like it's a slow train, but it's a consistent train.
Slow bleed.
Shut the fuck up.
So do you guys want to talk about your tour that you guys got coming up?
Yes. Oh, dude. Okay. We're gonna talk about Glass Waves, actually. So, I met. Are we gonna lock toes? Can we lock toes?
Ken.
But
Censor this part.
don't let them see it. They gotta pay for this content. But yeah, so and funny story actually. I met Glass Waves through social media like a year and a half ago. I believe it was Tyler that I had met, their drummer. And it was one of those instances where it's like, hey, here's my band in a group, and I clicked on it, and I really fucked with their music. And they were called Junexa at the time, from Rochester, New York. And once they had rebranded themselves to Glass Waves, they had started sharing reels about their first song, Dead Dreams. And I remember that dropped while we were on tour with Still Stayer on the first day that we were in Missouri on our 3 off days, because we canceled that Texas show and we had 2 off days after that, so we had 3 off days. But I fell in love with that band, genuinely. Like, those guys are seriously, like, I reached out to them, what was it, 8 months ago for our anniversary show for our 1-year celebration, and I was like, hey, I love your guys' music. What would it take to bring you guys out here? And they're like, we'll just come out. And I'm like, you guys are going to drive all the way from fucking New York to Madison, Wisconsin? Like, yeah, dude, let's do it. And they came out, and like, I think every single band that played that night was a really great example of like what our music scene is right now. It was Vapid Soul, Still Stayer, Surefire, Soul Killer was there as well, right? No, it wasn't Soul Killer. It was Mubis.
And Lilac and Lotus.
Yeah, it was.
Mhm.
Was Mubis wasn't on that show?
That was on tour.
That was on tour. Yeah, that was our last day of tour at the Annex. Sorry, it all blends together. Jesus
Really
fuck.
Tour Banana.
Tour Banana. But yeah, no. I hit them up after that show and was like, hey, we want to tour, and we want to tour with you guys, because they like, them driving out to Madison, Wisconsin showed that they were willing to actually like put work in, and we're trying to stick around with people like that, which is why like bands like Still Stayer, Heirs of Humanity, Vapid Soul, Lilac and Lotus. There are so many bands in Wisconsin right now, and ZEAL, of course. Sorry, I forgot to plug you guys. So many bands right now that are we're all pushing towards the same goal, and because of that, it feels like every show that is played by each of our bands, we have homies from not every band, but we have at least one homie from those bands that are coming out and supporting and making sure that, hey, we're cheering people on, making sure that it's not just like a me effort. And I definitely want to get better at attending local shows once we get back from tour, because like, I just haven't been in a spot financially for it, to be honest. And Cameron knows that. But it sucks, because it's like, I feel like I'm not contributing enough to actually like going out and watching my friends. And I feel bad about it so fucking much. But I know that they understand, like, I don't like, if you guys don't show up to a Surefire show, I'm not going to be like, dude, see all those fucking guys.
Another way to do it for free is just like comment and share.
Yeah, dude, swear to God. Like,
yeah, I try to do that at least,
even though I don't like share a lot of like my friends' music on my page, like, I swear to God, I show it to so many people when I'm like in calls with them in Discord. When Omegle was a thing, I would literally go on Omegle and plug music to people on the metal tag. So like, and fucking Omegle. I've seen too many horrors on that website. But horrors beyond my comprehension. But no, like, I think the most fun of it is like being able to like see all of us like wanting to reach the same goal and like pushing each other and like supporting each other. And I think that's what makes Milwaukee so special compared to like every other music scene that I personally like have seen and paid attention to. and I don't want to dog on anyone else's local music scene, of course, because I think that's shitty. But I think that Milwaukee right now is like on top in the Midwest. Like I don't think there's any other. I think Chicago and Minneapolis are the only other places right now that are like popping off with Milwaukee. And I think if we can just continue to just spread our music everywhere, we'll be good.
Yeah, we just gotta keep that like mindset of like all like lifting each other up and shit.
It's not a me effort, it's an us effort. And when one band flourishes or has some kind of event like Still Stay or Heirs of Humanity getting into the rave, like we celebrate that. We don't go, man, I wish my band could have gotten there. It's like, dude, it'll come. You know, and if we're sitting there and we're being jealous about our friends doing stuff, we're not really their friends. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's what makes Milwaukee special right now is that, you know, people are trying to just make sure that we're all pushing towards the same thing and supporting each other. But look at your big old smile.
Agree.
I agree with that for sure. I've been like stoked on that like for like the past year. Like
yeah, dude,
just like going to shows and like just feeling that vibe is just so awesome. Like there's nothing else like it, you know.
It's just nice knowing that if like something happens, the scene is there.
Yep.
You know, these days. It wasn't like that back then. Really
like
wasn't.
back when we were coming up, like
We
a
were
lot
young
of like the bands that like got more of a following, like just kind of like kept to themselves and would like not even like talk to the smaller bands at shows and would just be like acting like they're all Hollywood and shit. It's
Dude,
like, bro,
I think that is like the lamest fucking thing because, and I think there's so many bands nowadays, like especially online, like Heavy Hitter, they're doing such a great job of like just like, this is how we did this. You should try this too. They're not gatekeeping how they do it. They're not gatekeeping their information. They're literally just like, this is what we did. If you do it, you can also do this. And I think that's really cool. And I definitely get what you're talking about because I can't say that like up until Surefire, I haven't like been proactive in our music scene. Like I haven't like been like, hey, I know this band. Like obviously I'll show up to like a Bird Law show and be like, yeah, dude, I've watched these guys before. But I up until 2021 or 2022, I wasn't very familiar with Milwaukee's music scene, but the people that I've met, you know, through Surefire, through Still Stayer, through Errors, through all of these bands that we've played with and that we listen to, I think it's really cool that all of us just have nothing but love for each other, and that's cool.
hell yeah.
I don't feel that like. I don't feel that anyone is like trying to like proactively like backstab each other, and that could just be me. You know, there could be feelings that other people have that, you know, maybe I don't know about. But at the end of the day, like I don't feel any malicious intent with any of the people that we play with, and that's cool. It's cool to be surrounded by people that are like that.
Fuck yeah.
dude. And I think just like thinking about it, I think we're all just grown up now.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of us have been in the scene or have been in the scene before, and now we're just more mature, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that plays a big part.
Don't got time to deal with all that bullshit.
For real. But yeah, I think we all just want what's best for each other.
Yeah,
That's just a really cool fucking thing.
We're all one big family here.
Fuck yeah.
One big core family, dude.
Right.
Dude, are you even core, bro?
Where's the 2 steps at?
You brought your guitars. You wanna
I did.
talk
Show
about
and
your
tell.
guitars?
Which one do you want
tell.
to see first?
I bought this
let me-
one from a website somewhere.
I mean,
Facebook Marketplace.
Timu.
the multi-scale. Yeah, that one's hot.
Said it took 7 months to get
This
here.
one tunes to drop Z.
So
That
I'm not
one's-
kidding. I legit got this off Facebook Marketplace.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So this is my baby, Ormsby. Couldn't tell. The head stuck.
Yeah, Joe chopped that out with the
yeah,
fan
hit it
down
with
here.
the fan
Yeah.
earlier. before we
It's
started
your biggest
rolling.
fan, dude, all right?
It's like watch out for the fan, and then he goes for the fan.
That was so fucking dumb.
It's fine. I beat up my guitars though, so. I don't know. What do you want to know about it? I think it looks like aquarium gravel. I think it's my aquarium gravel guitar. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it looks cool. Ian
I
said it
love
looks like
eating
moldy
aquarium gravel.
cheese, which kind of made me not happy. But I'm sticking with aquarium gravel.
You know-
Let's see. I'm not really a specs guy, but I
got
got
this, like,
a
neck on it, and it's got like frets and
Neck's
like knobs
straight.
down
Do you know
here.
what kind of wood?
I don't know.
It's not
But,
plastic.
Is it in an ebony fretboard, dude?
Probably something like that. But yeah, multi-scale. It's like a 25.5 to 27.6 or something weird like that. Let's see. It's got a hot rock in the bridge and a de la creme in the neck. I don't know. It sounds cool, especially when you pitch shift it down an octave and then do the coil tap thing. Oh. Let's
I
see.
wish I knew what he was talking about.
Dude, you're on it. Yeah.
I don't know. It's got this cool headstock that you can probably see the ding.
Took a bite off.
Oh yeah, right there. Oh no, that came off. That was. I don't know what that was.
That's the cheese from earlier.
That's the cheese for- Yeah, I don't know. 7-string, multi-scale, moldy cheese, aquarium gravel.
Fucking sick.
I don't know. Neck, set neck, pipe, GTR.
Wait, that's not a neck through?
No, you can see where the
Oh yeah.
they kind of pieced together. But yeah, I don't know. Ormsby, gotta love him.
Can it play Wonderwall?
Please, dear God, it. Not even if it's an endorsement, but I don't know. Sponsor something.
Give me shit.
You guys are cool.
Free.
You might notice there's no strings on it. I was in the middle of a 3-day string change. Do you know what that is?
No, I don't. Well, I mean,
So,
you have to like set the strings. That takes some time, I guess. You know,
well, I took the strings off 3 days ago, and I just haven't messed with it yet. So, yeah, I'll probably do.
I thought that's what he was gonna say, but I want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
3-day string
That was an
change.
actual thing. Like,
I started it. I took the strings off. I'm like,
Ryan was so invested in that. It's like, I
He's
had
like
no
3 days,
3
dude.
days.
What? Yeah, I just didn't get time. I
Yeah,
said,
you
fuck.
gotta let the fretboard cure, with the lemon oil afterward. No. Yeah,
You
I
gotta
just got
steep
lazy
the
and did
strings and
by
whip
strings,
it, dude.
But yeah, I don't know. They're pretty sick guitars.
yeah, it's
Everyone should have one. Which camera am I looking at? Any of them?
yeah, whatever. One.
Ormsby,
that
please.
that one's yours. The phone's
Dear
your camera.
God, please, Ormsby.
Alright, cut. Can you show the guitar to Joe? Could you hold it?
Watch out for the
Can you
fan.
not hit the fan with it? I want to see it up close just because I feel like if you brought it out to talk about it, I want it the camera.
Look at that one,
Ooh.
Jimmy. That one's pretty
Hold
cool.
it sideways.
It's like it plays things and it's got stuff on it, man.
I like that
That would be pretty.
sometimes.
Does it gent?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
That's what it sounds like with no strings.
It's in drop 0.
Yeah, we play in drop F sharp actually. So
Same.
it's a good
That's so
tuning.
poggers.
Do you guys don't you guys pitch shift down to E in a song or two?
We don't pitch shift. Well, we do in the new stuff. But no, a straight octave down.
Oh yeah.
When we do pitch shift, we go up.
Oh, really?
In the songs we have out, they go up 2 octaves.
By the time we're done with this podcast, we're all going to be sharing the same brain cell. I hope you know that.
Yo, my brain cell is non-existent.
So cut into 4 pieces.
Dude, would you stick your Giat out for the Rizzler, dude? Like, just wondering. Just curious. Dude, you're so skibbity. You're so Phantom Tex. I hate myself.
We love you. But yeah, my backup right now is my Schecter. Had this for
What did you
a-
just call me?
tubulous weapon.
Quandale Dingle.
Quandale Dingle here.
Anyways, so I've had this Schecter since 2018. Got it as a gift for my 18th birthday / graduation because
It's such a beautiful finish, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I don't know, it kind of reminds me of coffee. a little bit. You know, when you don't mix it yet, you know, it's just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, 7-string again, drop F sharp. It used to have Fishmans in it. Did not like them in this guitar for whatever reason. So I switched them out for bare knuckles. Basically. Whatever Ryan Sue from Polaris
Oh, okay.
used.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, right, rip Polaris. But yeah, these pickups are great. This does nothing because on the Fishmans it used to be passive active.
Yeah.
But now I just have this doing nothing, so it's just straight volume. And it's a nice switch.
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
Neck through on this one,
Hell yeah.
and this is for your candies because it's not active anymore.
Just put Sweetwater candies in there.
Sweetwater candies.
So
I
they,
want my cherry candies, God damn it. Look at this one.
Other way.
What?
Well,
That?
invert. Go the other way.
Okay.
Go, okay.
Okay.
You can do what you want. You take your time. And then, you know, go this way.
This way.
We practice this.
We spent 2 weeks practicing this.
Look at one of this guitar, man. This thing pretty cool. Like, you know what I mean?
Might as well just hit that one in the fan too, you know?
Gorge.
Yeah, this one's pretty
Gorge.
Fuck yeah.
Murder.
They did it.
featuring
I did it. My voices told me to.
featuring our Surefire picks.
That's what Randy Orton's
Please,
voices
dear
sound
God.
like.
Sponsor us in tune guitar picks.
Mm.
Fuck yeah.
These are pretty cool.
Best I can do is a Dorito.
I'm sold.
So is there anything else coming up that you guys would want to promote?
We have the tour with Glass Waves and Weeping Wound. 319 is at the Madison. The Madison in
At the
Annex.
Annex.
Yep, it's in
Annex,
Madison.
Wisconsin.
Jeez, I'm having a stroke. It's in Madison at the Annex. 320 is at Amsterdam Hall in Minneapolis. 321 is at Lefty's Live Music in Iowa. Then we have the WC Social Club on 322 in Chicago. Sorry, West Chicago. Please don't crucify me. I love you.
Have you guys played there yet?
Yes,
I
twice.
fucking love that venue.
Once.
Twice.
Once?
Once?
Twice.
I don't know, man. I just work here.
Because we played
Oh
that
yeah, it
one
was the Halloween
festival,
show.
Halloween show. We went there for a show. We saw Victims. there.
Right, that's right. We went to see Victims.
Episode was there. That was pretty sick.
That was. And then we have 323 at X-Ray, of course. The hometown.
Hometown Throwdown.
Really excited for that one. Like, that bill is super stacked. It's Weeping Wound, Surefire, Glass Waves, Dead Awake, Lilac and Lotus, and Inara. And I'm super excited for that one.
We're almost on that one.
Mhm.
But you want to hear a fucking stupid story?
No.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, I do.
So I mean, I'm not gonna name anybody, but we were like put on a show at this. What was the venue called? It was some venue in Madison. It wasn't the Annex, but anyways,
Crucible?
yeah, it was the Crucible.
We've turned down a few shows there.
But we were like all like cool, like let's play this show on March 23rd there, and then they put like 12 bands on the bill. And like all of which we like never heard of or anything, and we were just like, and then it started at 7 p.m. and we were
Who
just
booked
like,
that show?
I don't know, should I name them?
No, let's not do that.
Yeah, let's
I,
not do
I
that.
probably have an idea as to who it is. I don't, and I'm not like talking shit by any means, but putting more bands on a bill doesn't mean more tickets.
Right.
Like, and especially like bands that play shows are there not only to show off their music, but they're all also there to collect a paycheck from ticket sales. And if you have 13, 14, 15 bands on a bill that, respectfully, if those bands aren't like headliner bands, it doesn't make sense to do that because every band's going to walk away with like $1, if not less.
Right.
So
It's way too oversaturated. So we
It
ended
is.
we ended up dropping, and it was
Oh.
like, but you know, whatever.
7 bands at X-Ray? Nah, dude.
Fuck no.
JJ would crucify me. He already gave me so much shit for the 6-band bill. Well, he didn't really give me shit. He was like, we got to start this show early. And I was like, yeah, I'm cool. It's our last day of tour, dude. I would love to start this show early. So let's just fucking do it.
Fuck
Um,
So if you guys, this is kind of like my wrap up question. If you guys could go back to when you started, like go back in time and talk to yourself when you started out in music and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be?
Quit. No.
It's so real.
Save so much money that way. But no, just take your time, don't rush into things. Because you're gonna get frustrated. But just hammer it out guitar wise, and
Would you
Don't-
put a hammer to your guitar, dude? That's kind of fucked.
well, I already got a fan to it, so
Oh,
it's
real.
fine.
How did that happen?
I don't know. It's
Okay.
almost like you put it there.
What? Me? No.
But yeah, just don't, because you're gonna. I'm still like this. I still get frustrated pretty easily. He knows. But
It's fun watching him throw temper tantrums on stage when like the in-ear stuff doesn't work. And like you
he's-
can just see him, he gets like this.
I mean, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Because we got MIDI now for the quads.
Mhm.
MIDI switching. Everything just needs to work perfect. And if it doesn't, we can't play a show.
Yep.
We're a laptop band now.
Like I said, I play guitar and MacBook. So
That's valid.
Advice for my younger self. I wish I would have started, and I know I'm only 24, so like I'm still like really young in comparison.
you're old.
Oh. In comparison to like most people like in our music scene, vocal wise, I'm very young. But I wish I still would have started earlier. Not necessarily like as a vocalist, but like I wish I would have like started like looking for a band sooner and like would have put more time into actually like learning proper music theory and like learning how to do the actual technical stuff behind the scenes. It would save me a lot of heartache and effort that I'm doing now, but it's still worth it because I enjoy doing it. Like, it's really funny. Like, I rebuilt our whole website like a month ago, and I genuinely I enjoy doing stuff like that. Just not necessarily for the fact of like building a better brand for ourselves. I just like learning how to do things. So like learning how to set up Shopify, learning how to set up POS, how to do all that stuff. It's just been so much fun. Just wish I would have done it sooner, So
Hell yeah. Well, fuck yeah, guys. We did it.
Right.
Did
Thanks.
we ever do like an intro?
Yeah.
What do you? Yeah.
Welcome back to Midwest Slamcast.
This
No,
was
I
actually-
usually I do the intro in like a separate thing.
Hey guys, what's up? Joe Coleman here. We are all actually about to give each other the Hobgoblin Knobslobbing Gawk 3000. If you would like to see that, I need you to PayPal me about $3,000 right now. Don't ask what it's for. It's probably for black
for
tar
whippets.
heroin. But
Hella
just don't worry about
whippets,
it.
dude.
It's all good, dude. I fucking love whippets. Fuck. I love whippets.
Me and Joe are starting an OnlyFans. It's just toe locking. That's all it is.
For free.
Base price is 50 cents.
Be about $3.50.
All right. Fuck yeah. Let's sign off. Thanks for
No.
watching, everybody.
I don't know what to say. Bye.
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 Bye.